Deep in the heart of Shaanxi Province, in the small town of Qi County, stands a sprawling, ornate courtyard complex that once housed one of China's most powerful and respected merchant families. This is the Qiao family Grand Courtyard, a masterpiece of traditional Chinese architecture. And it is here that the story of Qiao Jiang unfolds, the man who transformed a small family trading business into a vast commercial empire, built not on greed or trickery, but on the unshakable principles of honesty, integrity, and long-term vision. Born in 1818, Qiao Jiang was the third-generation heir to the Qiao family business. From his childhood, he was a bright and curious student, deeply immersed in the Confucian classics, and originally planned to pursue a career in the imperial civil service, a path that was considered the highest honor for educated men in Qing dynasty China. His life, however, took a sudden and unexpected turn when his elder brother, who was then running the family's small trading shop, passed away unexpectedly. At just 17 years old, Qiao Jiang was forced to abandon his academic dreams and take over the family's struggling business, a small store trading tea and groceries. This was the beginning of a journey that would make him one of the most legendary figures in China's merchant history. From the very start, Qiao Jiang brought a new kind of thinking to the family business. Unlike many merchants of his time, who focused only on quick profits and short-term gains, he believed that success came from two simple but powerful ideas: let goods flow across the world and let money flow across the world. This philosophy would guide every decision he made. He quickly expanded the family's operations beyond their small local shop, branching out into tea houses, pawn shops, and grain stores, creating a diversified business portfolio that could survive the ups and downs of the economy. But his most revolutionary move was the creation of the family's own Piaohao, or ancient Chinese bank. At the time, traveling merchants faced huge risks carrying large amounts of silver across bandit-infested roads, so Qiao Jiang's Piaohao offered a simple solution: deposit silver in one city, withdraw it in another, with a small fee for the service. This was China's earliest form of a national banking system, and it made the Qiao family's business grow faster than anyone could have imagined. What truly set Qiao Jiang apart from other merchants, however, was his unwavering commitment to honesty, even when it cost him money. One famous story from his time illustrates this perfectly. A shopkeeper at one of the family's oil stores once made a mistake and gave a customer far more oil than he had paid for. When Qiao Jiang heard about the incident, he immediately ordered the shopkeeper to track down the customer and return the excess oil. The shopkeeper argued that the mistake was small, the customer lived miles away, and the cost of finding him would be far more than the oil itself. But Qiao Jiang refused to back down. "Our reputation is worth more than any profit," he told the shopkeeper. "If we lose the trust of even one customer, we lose everything." The shopkeeper followed his orders, and the story spread across the region, making the Qiao family known as the most honest merchants in Shaanxi. For Qiao Jiang, integrity was not just a moral choice, it was the foundation of his business, the reason customers trusted him, and the reason his empire could grow. Under his leadership, this culture of honesty spread through every level of the Qiao business. Employees were trained to prioritize fairness over profit, and customers knew they could rely on the Qiao family's stores and banks to treat them with respect. Even during times of economic crisis, when other merchants cut corners to survive, Qiao Jiang refused to compromise his values. He once refused to raise prices on grain during a famine, even though demand was high, saying that profiting from people's suffering would destroy the family's good name forever. These choices were not always easy, but they built a level of trust that no amount of advertising could buy. People traveled from far and wide to do business with the Qiao family, knowing they would be treated fairly and honestly. Under Qiao Jiang's leadership, the Qiao family's businesses grew into a nationwide network, with over 200 branches across China, from the bustling streets of Beijing to the southern port city of Guangzhou, and even extending beyond China's borders into Mongolia and Russia. Merchants from all over the country used the Qiao family's piaohao to transfer money. Farmers trusted their grain stores to buy and sell crops at fair prices, and travelers relied on their tea houses and pawn shops for safe, reliable service. As the business grew, so did the Qiao family Grand Courtyard. The complex was built as a self-sustaining community, with over 300 rooms, its own schools, temples, gardens, and even granaries. Every detail of the courtyard reflected Qiao Jiang's values: thick, sturdy walls to protect the family, open courtyards that let in light and fresh air, and carvings and paintings on every wall that told stories of honesty, hard work, and family loyalty. It was not just a home, it was a symbol of stability, security, and long-term growth, a physical representation of the family's philosophy. Qiao Jiang led the family business for more than 60 years, guiding it through wars, natural disasters, and economic crises. He never lost sight of his core values, even as the business grew larger and more complex. He treated his employees with respect, paid them fair wages, and even gave them shares in the business, believing that a happy, loyal team was the key to success. He also gave generously to the community, building schools, roads, and bridges for the people of Qi County, and helping the poor during times of famine. For Qiao Jiang, success was not just about making money, it was about using that money to help others and to build a legacy that would last for generations. Qiao Jiang passed away in 1907 at the age of 89, leaving behind a vast fortune and a legacy that would be remembered for centuries. His success was not built on trickery, exploitation, or corruption, as many other merchants were. Instead, it was built on hard work, honesty, and a deep understanding of both business and people. He knew that trust was the most valuable currency a merchant could have, and he guarded it carefully. For the Shaanxi merchants, Qiao Jiang became the ultimate example of what it meant to be a Confucian merchant, someone who combined the practical skills of a business leader with the moral values of Confucianism, putting integrity above profit and community above self-interest. Today, more than a century after his death, the Qiao family Grand Courtyard still stands in Qi County, its red walls and carved wooden beams still as impressive as they were in Qiao Jiang's time. It is a popular tourist attraction, drawing visitors from all over the world who come to see the beauty of traditional Chinese architecture and to learn about the story of the man who built it. For those who take the time to understand its history, the courtyard is more than just a beautiful building. It is a testament to the golden age of Shaanxi merchants and to the timeless power of integrity in business. Qiao Jiang's story reminds us that true success does not come from cutting corners or taking advantage of others. It comes from doing the right thing, even when it is hard, from treating people with honesty and respect, and from building something that lasts, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. As the sun sets over the Qiao family Grand Courtyard, casting golden light over its walls and gardens, it is easy to imagine the hustle and bustle of the Qiao family's business all those years ago. The merchants coming and going, the shopkeepers serving customers, the children playing in the courtyards. And at the center of it all, there is Qiao Jiang, quiet but determined, guiding his family and his business with the same simple, powerful principles that made him a legend. His story is not just a part of China's merchant history. It is a lesson for all of us, a reminder that no matter how the world changes, the values of honesty, integrity, and vision will always be the keys to lasting success.